All right. So one thing that I'm really happy about, even as I continue on with this health and fitness channel, is that I get more time to take care of myself. What I mean is, one thing that a lot of people on this particular YouTube channel don't necessarily know, I think, is that in 2021, I left my full-time job. Um, I left my full-time job, 40 hours a week, great paying job, six-figure position, all that kind of stuff. I was an engineer, and I left it. I left it, and I left that job for a variety of reasons. My wife and I had different things going on, and our kids were very young. Including a 2-year-old and 6-year-old, and we kind of wanted some different stuff. And some of the stuff my wife's career had going on. It was kind of why I left, and but it was a big thing. It was a big thing. But one of the micro reasons that I actually left my job, um, like I said, it's a contributing factor, is that I used to think about how my job actually affected my health. Now, don't get me wrong. My health has never been like ultra bad or whatever, but I could tell the difference from being on, that desk job for, by that time, 14 years. So I didn't gain a lot of weight or anything like that. I gained some, but thankfully, because I worked out a lot, the most of the weight I gained was muscle. However, sitting down for 8 hours a day and you know, going and eating lunch. I try to eat healthy. Sometimes I did it, but go pick up something to eat and then sit on it at the desk and be pretty much falling asleep at lunch every meal. And it's funny to think about that now, that I was sitting there and trying to keep from getting in trouble for going to sleep on my job. but but anyway, I would go and take walks, sometimes like very brief walks right after I did like my lunch break and stuff like that, because I was like trying to counteract, you know, a lot of the just sedentary stuff. And then another thing with my job, like I say, the people I work with are great people. I miss them and all that kind of stuff. But another thing with my job in particular is that, you sitting inside of a building that has no windows all day long. Like literally all day long, you sitting inside of a building. You don't see the light of day, except for when you first walk in the morning. A lot of times, depending on the time of year, it was dark. Then you get out for a brief time for lunch break. Then you come back in, and then you're there for another 4 hours, and then you finish and you're free. And by that time, a lot of times it's mid-afternoon, might be close to evening, depending on your shift. And you come home and you say whatever to your family and stuff like that. But the day's about over, and so you're almost gonna feel like you're in jail. Now, one cool thing about my previous job was that, at least for the most part, most of the time, we had the ability to take leave, to a type of leave, 3 hours a week, to go to the gym. We had gyms on site, and unfortunately, that kind of ended up it changed a little bit because of people, in part, abusing it, and going shopping, going shopping and stuff. But anyway, that was real cool. But especially when I learned stuff like how sitting for several hours a day, some of those negative effects can't be counteracted with going to the gym. That was like, man, goodness. And kudos to my job. One thing they did is they bought standing desk and stuff like that. And so I got a standing desk. But But still, just sitting down all day and not seeing the light of day and not getting that fresh air and all that stuff for hours and hours and hours. The money was great, um, but that was one of the things I really didn't like about my job because I kept on learning more and more things that it seemed like it'd be better for me to do than to kind of be sitting down for hours a day. And so yeah, like I say, that wasn't the only reason I left my job. It was kind of like a smaller, yet it was a smaller reason, yet it was definitely a contributing reason. But I say that to say, to ask you, what would you do anything drastic for your health, like leave your job? Would you? Like, and I'm not even talking about like if you got, particularly sick or anything like that. I mean, including that too, but like, would you ever consider leaving your job so you can really optimize your health? And I ask that because the real truth is that just the way that a lot of our jobs work, like they kind of set us up for like poor health because like typically if you work in an office setting like I did, like I say, you're sitting down for 8 hours a day. Unless you're kind of intentional and you kind of have to, unless your job requires you to go visit a lot of people in your job, you're sitting down for um, for 8 hours a day. You probably got donuts and candy and stuff like that in your office all the time, like I did. I had a dude whose cubicle was right across from mine, and he literally was keeping candy of all kinds stocked in a container on his desk, right there visible, so that whenever people walk by, they could get some. And that was like something that he took a lot of pride in doing. I'm not sure why. And it's funny because that guy was always kind of snoring and trying to play it off, always. But anyhow, so you always got the donuts and the cakes and all this kind of stuff. Then you go on lunch break, and sometimes if you go with other people, you going and getting stuff that's not healthy. We go to Chinese buffet, which I'd always try to get a lot of vegetables there. But I would get, I get a lot of other stuff too, and just going and getting stuff that you didn't need to be eating, and a lot of grease and a lot of processed food and stuff. Um, you know, and like over time, the typical career is like what, 30 to 40 years, 35, 40 years. Over time, that stuff adds up. Folks retire, and then next thing you know, they got health problems, significant health problems, and we be thinking like, well, it's just that age. But it's like, well, is it really? Is it really the age, or is it just the fact that there's a cumulative effect of just damage to the body over many, many years? So anyhow, that is one of the things I'm kind of glad that I have more time for these days. I have more time to kind of like nurture my health, to take walks, and to kind of do my body weight exercise the way I want to, and I have more time to prepare my food and stuff like that. And I know it's other things that kind of are factored in. I'm still working out some of that stuff because I'm an entrepreneur, and still building business and stuff like that. But being able to take care of yourself, in my opinion, like nurture your physical body, it's really worth it. It's really a wonderful thing. But would you give up anything? Would you give up a job, or would you drastically change your schedule so that you could take better care of your health, so you could optimize your health rather than go down the same, route of just bodily damage and all that kind of stuff for like 30, 40 years? All right, y'all, that's all I got. Let me finish stretching.
As we get older, it becomes increasingly important to maintain and build muscle. Muscle helps you burn fat, stay mobile, and can contribute to longevity. However, many people have no idea how to work out to build muscle. My mini workout series on Patreon provides you with my body weight mini workout video library. These workouts use little to no equipment, which means that you can do them in the privacy of your own home. They start at beginner level and progress from there to ensure you continue to see results. Every workout is a full body workout, hitting chest, back, legs, and glutes, as well as other muscles in between. Become a patron today and receive access to my series of mini workouts, plus access to a digital copy of my book, 8 Weeks to Transform Your Diet and Your Health. By combining the workouts with healthy diet changes, as outlined in my book, you'll definitely be on your way to weight loss, improved health, and visible results. Join me at patreon.com/SeanB2B Fitness today.